Good evening, everyone. We'll now call the City of Columbia Planning Commission's meeting for July the 14th to order. We'll start with our roll call. Ryan Casey. Harris Cone. Stephen Cook.
Present.
Anna Davis, here. Jacqueline Marshall.
Present.
And Carlos Astoria.
Present. Makes
Thank you. Welcome to the Planning Commissioners, members, staff, and guests. Multiple members are here today to ensure that the meeting runs smoothly and all applicants and members of the public are able to participate in the meeting at the appropriate times. If you're here today and would like to speak about a case, please provide your name clearly into the microphone, and please be sure to sign in either at the back of the room or at the podium for documentation purposes. If you're here today to speak about a case, you must speak up when the chairperson's call for the public comment. Now we'll do a brief overview of the meeting format. Applicants with requests before the Planning Commission are allotted a presentation time of 10 minutes. This time should include, but is not limited to, an overview of the project, case history, and any pertinent meetings held regarding the request. This time also includes all persons presenting information on behalf of the applicant, such as attorneys, engineers, and architects. This time does not include any questions asked by the Planning Commissioner or staff regarding your request. During the public comment period, members of the general public are given the opportunity to address their concerns at intervals of 2 minutes. After the public comment period, applicants have 5 minutes to respond. The administrator has a timer and would make presenters aware of when their time has expired. The Planning Commission reserves the right to amend these procedures on a case-by-case basis. Are there any changes to the agenda?
There are not any changes to the agenda since publication.
The Planning Commissioner used the consent agenda to approve non-controversial or routine matters by a single motion and vote. Examples of such items include approval of site plans, annexations, and street names. If a member of the Planning Commission or the general public want to discuss an item on the consent agenda, you must speak up after the consent agenda is read. Then that item is removed from the consent agenda and considered during the meeting. The Planning Commissioner then approves the remaining consent agenda items. Would the staff please read the consent agenda items?
Yes, ma'am. The first item is to approve the June 13th, 2024 minutes. The second item is Annex-2024-0013, 495 Piney Grove Road. Request recommendation on the assignment of the land use classification of Regional Activities Corridor, AC3, and the assignment of zoning of General Commercial District for a pending annexation. The property is currently classified as Destination Retail and zoned ID, A, and NAD by Lexington County. Case 3, Annex-2024-0014, 52 Riverview Court, and a portion of 62 Riverview Court. Request recommendation on the assignment of the land use classification of Urban Core Residential Small Lot, UCR1, and the assignment of zoning of Residential Single Family Small Lot, RSF3, for a pending annexation. The property is currently classified as Mixed Residential High Density and zoned R6 by Richland County. And I forgot to pause if we want to see if anybody's wanting to pull anything off consent.
That's fine. Is anyone here to speak on the Piney Grove property? Is anyone here to speak on the Riverview Court property?
Thanks.
Is anyone here to speak on the Broad River Road property?
Let me go ahead and read that one too.
Okay.
This is, case number 4 is Annex-2024-0015, 28.5 acres on the east side of Broad River Road. Request recommendation on the assignment of the land use classification of Urban Edge Mixed Residential, UEMR, and the assignment of zoning of Mixed Residential District, RM2, for a pending annexation. The property is currently classified as mixed residential, high density, and mixed use corridor and zoned R6 by Richland County.
You want to proceed?
Sure. So case number 5 is S-Plan-2023-0007, 1.4 acres, Liberty Ridge Drive. Request major site plan approval for the construction of a child care center. This is the Big Blue Marble Academy. The property is zoned PD, and it's in the Wood Creek Farms Plan Development.
Is anyone here to speak on the Liberty Ridge property?
Next, we have case 6, S-Plat-2024-0019, approximately 9.54 acres at the 4400 block of Percival Road. Request preliminary plat approval for the construction of an 82-lot, single-family attached townhome subdivision, the Victory Woods Townhomes. The property is zoned RM1, Residential Mixed District.
Is anyone here to speak on the Percival Road property?
Next, we've got case 7, ZMA-2024-0009, 1417 Pickens Street. Request recommendation to rezone the property from mixed-use district, MU2, City Center Design Overlay District, to mixed-use district, City Center Design Overlay, Historic Preservation Overlay District, individual landmark type 3, and amend the Unified Development Ordinance, Chapter 17, Appendix C, Type 3 landmarks to establish the property as a City of Columbia landmark.
Is anyone here to speak on the Pickens Street property?
Case number 8, ZMA-2024-0007, 2405 Two Notch Road. Request recommendation to rezone the property from Community Activity Center Corridor District, CAC, to Mixed Use District, MU2.
Is anyone here to speak on the Two Notch Road property?
And finally, case 9, ZMA-2024-0008, Kings Grant Drive at I-77. This is a recommendation to rezone approximately 2.14 acres from residential single-family large lot district, RSF1, to Neighborhood Activity Center Corridor, NAC.
Is anyone here to speak on the Kings Grant property? Is anyone here from the Planning Commission or the public that would like to have any item removed from the consent agenda? Do I have a motion and a second to accept the consent agenda, subject to all conditions contained in the case summaries as well as the June 13th minutes?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the June minutes and the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we accept the consent agenda items, including the June 13th minutes. All those in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Approved. We will now move into the regular agenda items. We'll use the following outline for regular agenda items. The administrator will introduce the case. The applicant will have 10 minutes to make a presentation. The Planning Commission may ask questions. The public comment period will be open to those present. The public comment period will be closed. The applicant will have 5 minutes to respond to the public comments. The Planning Commission may ask additional questions of the applicant, and deliberation and action by the Planning Committee will follow.
So item number 11 on the regular, well, item, which is the first item on the regular agenda, is 100 and 108 Bluff Road, tax map number 11204-02-39 and 11204-02-38. And it's a request for a recommendation on the assignment of the land use classification of urban core mixed residential type 3, UCMR 3, and the assignment of zoning of residential two-family Mill Village District, which is RDMV, and portions of that are within the floodplain overlay district and the floodway overlay districts, OVFP and OVFW, respectively, for a pending annexation. The property is currently classified as mixed residential high density and zoned residential 6, R6 by Richland County. And, briefly, again, this is an annexation, and a little bit of background about the proposed zoning. The current county zoning R6 is similar to our RM2 or RM1 designation. It's a multifamily district. However, we do have a Mill District Plan, which was adopted by both City Council and Richland County, which does recommend a future land use, which is the same one that's proposed here, which is a UCMR 3 district. And it does call for different zoning, and the RDMV is in line with that proposed future land use that's recommended in that Mill District Plan.
Okay.
And I believe the applicant is here to speak if he so wishes.
If the applicant's here, would you like to come forward?
Oh, sorry, the microphone. Yeah.
If you would state your name for us, sir.
Jason Holliday with Sandlapper Development. And I'm here just to answer any questions if there are any. Basic overview, multifamily. We're seeking a lower density than the county has in place. Main reason is for city utilities, water and sewer for the site. That's the main reason for the annexation. Any questions?
We have any questions from the council?
I did actually want to mention a couple of things. One thing is on the case summary, it does say the site is 2.95 acres. Since the time of the case summary being written, the applicants provided a revised plat. It's actually 2.77 acres, give or take, so a little bit smaller. And also, we did receive yesterday two emails from the community, which were forwarded to the Planning Commission. One was from Vi Henley with the Mill District Alliance Board, and the second one was from Sherry Jaco, the director of the Olympia Mill District Museum. And I believe you all have received copies of those.
Yes, thank you. Does anybody have any other questions for the applicant? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Does anybody from the public would like to speak on the,
Sorry. Go ahead. You're on.
speak concerning this particular case, this particular item number 11? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the annex 2024-0016 100 and 108 Bluff Road.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we accept annex number 2024-0016, 100 and 108 on Bluff Road, TMS 11204, 02-39 and 11204-02-38. Are there any questions? All those in favor, then let it be known by the sign aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Motion carried.
All right, moving on. The next case is TA-2024-0004, request to amend the Unified Development Ordinance, Chapter 17, Article 4, Use Regulations, Section 17-4.2B, Principal Use Table, to permit veterinary hospital or clinic as a conditional use in the MU1 district.
Good afternoon. I'll just go through this really quickly as far as staff's thoughts behind the proposed text amendment. So the Unified Development Ordinance currently permits veterinary hospitals or clinics as a conditional use in all commercial districts as well as the MU2 district. And you'll see in your packet, the use conditions are outlined. So any potential, person doing a project would have to meet all those conditions in order to do the veterinary hospital or clinic. So staff feels that veterinary clinics and hospitals are similar in intensity to medical and dental clinics, and those are already permitted in the MU1 district. And in addition, the existing conditions for the use will deter any potential adverse impacts on adjoining properties. So when developed in accordance with the conditions, staff feels that veterinary clinics in mixed-use districts can provide necessary services to nearby residential neighborhoods and serve as a benefit to the area. So this is why staff recommends that this text amendment be approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the council concerning it? The commissioners?
I guess, question, I've never dealt with the animal care, but could you, at that point, have a special exception to show a hardship that they maybe need a kennel or an animal shelter down the road, or is that not even come into play? If I were to do my veterinary hospital, and then I could say, hey, I need a kennel in here, and then prove a hardship now that I'm zoned properly, is that something that could come about?
Well, so the kennel would be a separate use. Is that, you mean, as part of the
Development, yeah.
development? And sometimes we do have accessory uses. So if something is not a very large percentage of the principal use.
Understood.
We have to classify it as, just one principal use. So,
Right.
yeah, it would kind of depend on the circumstances. But, typically, so if an animal shelter or a kennel would be proposed, if that's the primary use, those would not be part of this.
Got it.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank you, ma'am.
sure.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair, my only question is is there a reason why it currently isn't, why it's not permitted under MU1?
I'm not sure why originally when the code was being written, why it was not permitted in that district. But, again, we feel like it's compatible with the district and with what the dental and medical office, like it's kind of similar, and those are already permitted, so we felt like it was appropriate.
And then just to be clear, if a veterinary office, boards animals, it's allowed because it's not the primary sort of function of the veterinary office, but if a kennel were to open, that would not be allowed.
The kennel would be a completely separate thing, if that was the primary use, so that would not be allowed. You could possibly have an incidental, like some veterinary offices do allow weekend boarding or whatever, and if that was, as long as the scale of that was not, didn't trigger that to be the primary use and was fairly incidental, that could be allowed, yeah.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. What is the current zoning necessary for a veterinary hospital?
A veterinary hospital?
Or in this circumstance, what is the current zoning required to do that?
So if you look at the table, that's the principal use table that's displayed on the screen. So you can see that that under animal care uses on the left, veterinary hospital or clinic is listed there. And then across the top are all the zoning districts.
I see it. My iPad is broken.
Okay, I'm
Good now.
sorry.
I got it.
Sure. Any others? No other questions, then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I forget it. Did you ask for public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I did not. Are there any comments from the public? Anyone here to speak on this? Okay, well now then I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I motion that we approve item TA 2024-0004.
Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded that we approve item number TA 2024-0004. All those in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye. Aye. Any opposes? Motion carried. Is there any other business?
We actually do have a couple of things today. First of all, I just want to mention, hopefully you guys are aware, because I know you get our Columbia Compass emails, but we're about midway through a process for doing the downtown strategic plan. This is the first time in 25 years that a plan has been looked specifically at downtown, and one of the ultimate goals is to be rewriting our city center and Innovista design guidelines for development. So please, everybody has one of these, please post it somewhere that you go or frequent. Encourage people to come and participate. The two meetings that are coming up are on August 1st at the Convention Center, and our consultants have some really fun and engaging ways to get the ideas out and try to get feedback on their ideas. So we really encourage all to participate and just let people know about it, because I think this will be a fun and engaging way to put input into this planning process. So
Pretty good feedback for everybody wanting to come and show up.
yes, yeah, we've had, so the original outreach efforts were just kind of getting just general feedback from what people want to see. And we had over 700 responses on our online survey. And then we had a bunch of stakeholder roundtables and some mobile workshops. So we've had really good participation. And now it's even more fun because they actually have ideas to present. So it's really a good process. So we encourage you guys to get the word out on that. So thank you.
Is that flyer available electronically?
Yes, I can definitely email this to you guys if you'd like to. Absolutely, thank you. I'll do that. Secondly, I just want to mention that Darren Holcomb is here, and he will be joining the Planning Commission as a voting member in August. So there's Darren, y'all may know him.
Welcome.
But anyway, we just wanted to welcome Darren, and you'll be seeing him up there with you guys next month. And then finally, if y'all would just stay for a minute, Lee is going to take your picture for the annual report. I know everybody's not here, but they miss out on the picture, so thank you. That's all I have. Anything else? No? All right. Thanks so much.
Okay. If there's no other business, then do I have a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair, make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we adjourned. All those in favor, let it be known by the sign of aye.
Aye.
Any opposes? Thank you. The meeting is now adjourned.